Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to live coverage of Long March 7A from the Wenchang Satellite Launch Center in China. I'm ThatSpaceDogeGuy. I will be your main commentator for today's launch. And today we have our co-host, Faisy. Welcome to the stream.
Hello again.
He is here today as well to cover the launch of Long March 7A. And yeah. Welcome, Roger, as well to the stream. Welcome back. We're less than 20 minutes away until we see Long March 7A take off. And Faisy, an expert at Chinese spaceflight, or I'll say expert because he knows a lot about it. Faisy, today is the 13th, will be the 13th launch of a Long March 7A vehicle, right?
Yep, since its debut in the late 2010s, because I don't have the date off the top of my head at the moment.
Yeah, it is not a lot, though, I will say. 13 launches only, if we compare it to others. Or, yeah,
Well, its third stage has to share a production line with the Long March 3 series, so...
That's true.
March 2020, so... coming up on 6 years. In a few months.
I mean, it's a 7A vehicle. Third stage, we've seen 23 launches total of the, or 22, because today is the 23rd launch of the Long March 7 series, and the 611th launch of the Long March launch vehicle series. Yeah, a lot of Long March rockets have flown. But yeah, today. Long March 7A will fly 18 minutes to go. We've talked earlier on the stream because many people probably wonder this if they don't know already about propellant loading. Because how does that go for Long March 7A?
So several hours before, they'll start loading the rocket-grade kerosene, liquid oxygen, and liquid hydrogen into the relevant stages over the course of almost a day. Because the vents start up a little bit afterwards, and it's changed between launches from that I've seen.
Changed? Oh.
Yeah, they're still optimizing the sequence continuously.
Damn.
So you don't want to put too much wear and tear on the system in the case of a scrub, which is very unlikely.
Yeah.
With the series.
Yeah, about that. Long March, how many times have we seen a scrub from China themselves?
I've seen maybe 2.
Yeah, I think 2 as well, yeah.
And that's, I think, 1 wasn't with a Long March vehicle.
No, I remember one of the Chenzhou launches scrubbed and then was later, and then another one was the Long March, was that Long March 12? I think it was, not too long ago actually, that scrubbed. I don't know the reason. Do you know the reason of the Long March 12 scrub?
That was one of them. That was because some valves were defective, so they rolled it back to the vehicle assembly building, and then a few weeks later they put it back on the launch pad and it flew.
Yep. So they fixed that. But China themselves, you told me, I think it was probably an earlier stream, if not, we talked about it with after or before the live stream, of some live stream, I'm not sure. They can fix problems quickly.
Yeah,
how does that work?
Diagnostic teams and people everywhere. So they'll be continuously looking at data like every launch control would, and we'll be finding issues and figuring out, okay, how can we troubleshoot this and still go on time? And that a lot of the big issues would have been found prior to rollout in the vehicle assembly building during a dry rehearsal in there.
Yeah. Do they ever do wet dress rehearsals? Like,
not with operational vehicles because they're operational.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, sorry. I'm just But they don't do wet dress rehearsals with operational vehicles. Okay.
Not unless it's a very high stakes mission.
Yeah. But, I mean, for Shenzhou launches, they do dry dress rehearsals, right? With astronauts as well, or with the taikonauts suited in as well, if they were.
Shenzhou, they'll do testing in the vehicle assembly building, and then after rollout, they'll do a full launch countdown dry dress rehearsal
With the taikonauts or without?
with the taikonauts.
Okay. And it happens how many days prior to launch, would you say?
I think 2 was Shijian-28.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the 2 days before launch for something like... Wasn't that when it was posted that the announcement came, like? I mean, CCTV video is very quick, but...
Yeah.
Not sure. Okay, well, 30 minutes to go. I was looking at the weather. Of course, I know a little bit about weather than you might do at the moment. I don't know, actually, though. From what I've seen and heard from the boys, weather forecast, there was rain earlier today. Not now, though. Do you know...
Yeah, the clouds moved along. The upper level winds got rid of it.
Yeah, but the clouds are still there. A bit.
The dense rain clouds are gone. The clouds you can safely fly through are still there, yeah.
Yeah. But how does China, because I've seen, I think you've seen as well, like Chinese 6.2 launched through rain. And I think another Long March 7A also launched through rain.
I mean, they know the safe structural limits. Like, Wenchang is normally in the path of a typhoon, so
Yeah.
so the big rockets are fairly overbuilt in that capacity. So,
Do they optimize, like, many rockets like Falcon 9, I will say, they cannot really launch on rainy conditions. Chinese rockets like Long March 7A can. Are Chinese rockets more optimized for that?
they're optimized to best utilize their available launch windows. And they're also designed differently. Like, Falcon 9 is as long as you can be while being that thin.
Yes.
Whereas, obviously, China's strapped on boosters, changed stage diameter, reinforced some. What's the word I'm looking for? Some select parts of the stages and interstages and domes, so they can best choose a good launch window for whatever mission they're launching.
Yeah. What would you see if we were to take SpaceX's thinking process and Chinese Cask's thinking process? What would they think in terms of optimizing for this kind of weather, or rainy weather in general?
You'd get the Long March 12A. You'd ditch kerosene, you'd go methane. You'd get performance that way.
I mean, is Long March 12A optimized for that? Because it's thin, we know. They use...
It's 10 centimeters wider than Falcon 9, with a couple different fairing options. But it's basically a Falcon 9 built out of Long March 12 parts, which is fairly interesting. Like, the gap between the liquid oxygen tank and the liquid methane tank on the Long March 12A is near identical to the Long March 12s. It's still got the solid motors.
Oh, wow. But Long March 12, we have... How many versions of Long March 12? I've seen Long March 12, Long March 12A. I've heard there is a Long March 12B.
you have the base Long March 12, which has 4 engines on the first stage and 2 on the second stage. That just burns rocket grade kerosene and oxygen. Then you have the 12A, which burns liquid methane and liquid oxygen in 7 engines on the first stage and 1 on the second. And then 12B, which is really foggy in terms of its development and just details, which has either 7 or 9 engines on the first stage and 1 on the second stage, burning kerosene and liquid oxygen.
Wow. Okay.
And they're all 3.8 meters in diameter. So they all have fairly common tankage.
Wow. That's crazy. The difference is there. That's for sure. Now, with all the variants of the Long March rockets, let's go to personally your favorite. What is your favorite?
It's the 3B.
Right? Why do you have the same opinion as me? Why do you think Long March 3B is the best rockets?
Because its launch pads got crew launch taken away from it when the program got shut down in the 70s. And then they put hydrogen on it instead.
That's a smart reason. I just like it for its looks and its history. I think that's more it. Also, the pad is cool. Like, the pads are cool, you know? Like...
Hypergolics and hydrogen isn't a combination that's seen very often, so...
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Now, about this flight, we're 8 minutes to go, and what stage of pre-launch operations are we now? Is it more like just waiting, or are they still focusing on last-minute checks? Like, I would assume.
Propellant, top-off, and last-minute checks, as per usual. They'll be seeing data from the satellite or satellites. And then the second and third stages, because those don't start up as soon as the first stage and boosters.
I've heard you say, though, propellant starts a day before.
Yeah, it's a very long propellant process.
But does it, like, it takes a day to fill.
Well, you don't want to put too much propellant in there too fast. And you want to keep it cold, so you have to move it slowly.
If we see America's technology and all that stuff, they can do it quickly. Well, maybe different fuel, but they can do it quickly. This is a more risky fuel option.
No, it's just the propellant farm is a bit further away. Like SpaceX will happily put all of the propellant tanks right next to the launch pad, whereas this is over in a sort of fully covered bunker between Launch Complex 201, which is where this is, and Launch Complex 101, where Long March 5 is.
So they have the tanks in the bunker.
Kind of. It's got some hills built up around it, and then a nice sheet of metal above it.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. That's a weird choice they could make.
Well, they knew they were building 2 launch pads, and they weren't going to be doing simultaneous launch campaigns for about a decade afterwards.
Yeah.
So they had a decade to figure out how to best use those tank farms, and then where they need to put optimizations. Because
You think it's a good choice from them?
it made sense in 2011, 2012 when they were building it.
Yeah, and they're still using it, obviously. So, I mean, it's their choice overall, so... Pretty interesting, though, I will say. Okay, since we're now coming up to final 5 minutes before launch, at least, I just wanted to talk about that real quickly. Once again, because... How do I say this best? this launch time is obviously an assumption again, right?
Yeah, it's approximate based on the launch window.
But how are they like so accurate in minutes? Because we've seen it often. They guess, and it's between those times that they actually take off. Well, the launch window is actually pretty long.
Previous windows and previous launches and habit. Like this window opened 3 minutes ago and will close in an hour and 15.
Yeah, that's a long window, I would say, right? Well, dear, so coming up to the final minutes before we actually see it launch. Very excited for this, of course. Y10 was it, right?
It says Y10 on a piece of text just above the engine section. It's a bit too blurry to see.
Yeah, I see. Is that like under the I could kind of, yeah, it's blurry. It's too blurry. I can't even read it, so that's why I'm asking you. But
yeah, you see where the two boosters have two covers? It's just above that, where the grey engine section all goes to white on the tanks.
I would have guessed because I've seen
a little black smudge.
Yeah. I saw one of the Long March, the Long March 5 had that text saying which. Well, what is the difference between let's say a Y10 and a Y8 if I'm not wrong?
It's just a production number that can be associated with the booking of said launch.
So
satellite manufacturers will go, we will launch on rocket Long March, say 7Y12, which is a mission that flew.
So it's not a visual
approximate time. What, the Y numbers?
Yeah, there's no visual difference.
No, it's kind of like how STS was with the shuttle.
That's a weird choice because
some launches do get bought in batches, like the Space Cell constellation did with the Long March 6A. Because we very suddenly went from Y8 to Y25.
25, Jesus.
Yeah.
We're going big numbers all of a sudden.
Yeah, and then the Long March 3 is in like the hundreds now. with the occasional like 70, 60, or 90 popping up.
60, jeez. And like you said, that's more production numbers, right?
Production.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to have the arms retracting momentarily, so propellant will be stopping top off.
Okay, well, we're going to focus on that then. Might the launch time actually be 20?
And the climate control hose for the fairing, which we can't see on this view, has been detached.
Wow.
Yeah, so the 6 YF100 engines, between 2 on the first stage and 4 across the 4 boosters, will be in their final chill down before ignition.
Wow.
Which we'll see with a green flash if we pan down, which I hope we do.
Well, there's a faraway cam. We'll pan it out when it launches, so maybe we'll see it. And that's our cam. Okay, we're less than a minute away. I don't see any retraction yet. Launch time might be 21 otherwise. Daniel Sagua, welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you back here. It's been a while. Today we're seeing the launch. This is not from our cam, this view. We do have views from our cams, but we're not going to show them just yet. We'll show them once it launches. I can show you them right now, but might have to focus on this view because the other views are pretty dark and you can't see much, and one is from a little far away, so I'm just closely paying attention so that these arms are going to retract. So launch time will not be 20, that's for sure.
The tail end of 20.
It was a good guess, but let's see. It's Vita Well too. Happy to open the stream again here. Yeah, of course, nice to see you here. Yeah, indeed. Don't know really what to say on that. So, at the moment, face it, we're just waiting on launch now. Is that more of what's happening? Because they are very.
We'll have arm retraction followed by liftoff 30 seconds-ish later.
Once it happens.
Yeah.
Well, wait, how many minutes are those arms? Is it like exactly 1 minute that those arms retract, or is there like a random set of time from per launch that they retract those arms?
About 1 minute, because they provide electrical power and propellant. Like, the biggest giveaway they're about to retract is all the vents stop very suddenly.
Yeah,
like that
those
one
vents.
coming from the interstage of the second and third stage and the top of the boosters.
Yeah. We don't see those vents stopping yet, though. But I think they're... Yeah, so first indicator that they're gonna retract is when the vents stop. Once those arms retract, can they hold still?
Yes, but it'd be very late, and they'd have to put them back in place and begin top off again.
Okay. But that is very unlikely, of course.
Yeah, by the time the arms are retracted, it's usually a 100% go.
Wow. Yeah, and that's what we're waiting on now. Of course, the launch window is quite long, so there's enough time. So please stay with us. Let's hope to see this rocket fly soon. It's fine. Just looking here for... Yeah, of course. Nice to have you here. Just you doing a bit of behind the scenes stuff, of course. Nice. I've checked your channel though, Daniel. You're not streaming anything, at least. You went away for a little bit, then you came back. So I'm not sure what happened. Maybe some college or school stuff, whatever you're doing, but could be most likely. Okay, I'm just paying attention to if anything's happening, but it seems like we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. We're almost 3 minutes into the expected time. Are we looking at a different pad?
Nope, the live stream is very suddenly updated, and we've had liftoff.
What?
Yeah. That's underwhelming.
Oh, wow. I'm checking the replays of the camera all of a sudden.
Yeah, I take it the boys have caught something.
Okay, we're gonna have to switch to replays in a minute. We've missed something, that's for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna rewind the cameras back. Oh, wow, that's fucking cool. Oh, shoot, I was not meant to swear. Freaking cool, I mean. My bad for swearing, that's a point. Okay, I need to sync them back up, because... Okay, so let's say 2 minutes. Oh, man, I've missed something. Come on, man. They cannot do it like... They cannot do us like this, man. This is just... Okay, hold on. We're gonna get the replay shortly. Please, stay. We'll get the stuff shortly. If we can. Okay, we're gonna get that shortly. Please pay attention. This live stream footage is well, it launched already, that's the point. Okay, we're gonna see the replay. You guys ready? You guys ready? Here we go. Hold on. So remember, this is replay of liftoff. This was earlier. We're gonna listen into the sound. We actually have sound, so let's be quiet here. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a beautiful replay, that's for sure. Just seeing the vapor cone there, too. Beautiful footage from the boys. That's one thing for sure. They got a really good view of that. Look at this. Is that just big lens? Like you just said earlier. Yeah. That is cool. Wow. Yeah, that's a cool shot. Now, I'm not sure what time it launched because I've missed it, but
The very tail end of 1220.
wow.
I believe that's staging. So the full YF-115 engines ignited successfully. And it'll be way too far downrange to confirm third stage separation and ignition by the time that happens.
Indeed. Lift off another stream every time. Oh wait, this is not a replay anymore. Hold on. So the thing is, why I missed the launch, I wasn't focusing at the time when it basically launched. I wasn't focused on the boys cam. I should, you know what I should do? I should just look. I have a separate view of the boys cam, and then this, cause yeah, that was pretty lame. But at least we saw a replay of it. I think that counts as good enough. But yeah. So in the time, 10 minutes plus into flight, what part of launch are we now?
boosters would have separated, and a few seconds later, the first stage and second stage would have separated, followed by ignition, followed by separation of the second and third stages in ignition. So we should be a bit of a ways into third stage. Engine burn 1.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Of course,
First stage flight is about 2.5 minutes. And then the second stage is over 5.
Well, we saw the launch successfully happen now. Sadly not live, but that just happens sometimes when you don't focus on it. Try my best next time. You're using the live stream signal for the blow. Yes, indeed. I'll post credits after this live stream. Don't worry, guys. And of course, to Heart of the Rocket for operating the boys and signaling to me when what happened. Although that was a little bit too late today, but I'll forgive him that. Don't worry. Yeah. So, I think I'm just gonna conclude the coverage here. Next live stream will be not a Chinese flight, and I've actually missed. It will be December 1st. Tomorrow, launch of Vega C carrying ComSat 7. Jesus, where did 4 came from? Where did 4 come from? I don't know. I'll figure that out some other day. So that will carry ComSat 7 tomorrow for the Vega C launch, and now we've seen launch of Long March 7A. I will post on the Twitter/X page. I'll post pictures of the launch, and that will be absolutely amazing, hopefully. So, until then, Facey, before I go, do you want to say something about stats, baby, like you always do?
We start. We'll say them again. This was the 13th launch of a Long March 7A, the 23rd launch of the Long March 7 series, the 611th Long March launch vehicle launch, and the 77th launch from China this year.
Wow, amazing. Great stats from you again, Fazy. And that's going to conclude the coverage here. We'll be back tomorrow for the Vega C launch for ComSat 7. Probably going to commentate alone, or I'll ask Corey. Let's see who knows. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Daniel Segura. Thank you. Well, there goes the stream. Yeah, I used it on Billy. It's still lagged there. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the live stream. CSF, and Fazy, thank you for co-hosting with me today. That's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time, guys.